Yes, yes, yes. So what we're gonna do is see we have chai together. I wonder who that is. That
I know who that is.
oh, you know who chai is? Chai together.
Yeah, I know who it is. Hey, Patiba.
Okay, so we gonna give everybody a few minutes to get in and man, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be great. Oh man, this is gonna be great.
Yeah,
I
bro.
saw the video that you sent me, man. Those were 45 plates, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Ooh, you had two of them. That was recently. You was on that. That was recently.
Yeah, that was about 2 weeks ago.
Okay, okay.
I tell you, I still got a little juice left, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You still got you got a whole lot left. So we definitely have to get you, introduced the proper way. So everybody, this is a special event right now. I know y'all used to seeing me on Mondays, coming on Mondays, but this is a very special event. I'm very excited to have you guys on Level Up TV Presents. We have none other than the one, the only Sid. Is a absolute wonderful opportunity to have Sid on here. I really just met Sid. I reached out to him because I saw that he was a part of a particular program that I was a part of. So I reached out to him immediately, and he accepted my invitation with open arms and said, "My brother, I definitely want to be a part of what you have going on. I'll be delighted to be a part of your Level Up TV Presents." And from there we set it up. So a lot of this stuff is organic that we're going to be discussing today. Like, I'm still going to be learning along with you guys about Sid. So I see Sid. Is it? I don't want to mess up the last name. Tell us your last name and how to pronounce it the right way.
It's pronounced Owsley.
Owsley.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to make sure I said it the correct way. So it's Sid Owsley, everyone.
Yeah.
Now, I want to know, is SidOwsley.com? Is that how people usually reach out to you and get in contact with you?
Yeah, they can contact me through my website, or even easier, just on social media. Put in Sid Owsley, you'll find me.
Okay, okay. So first and foremost, we have a few people in the comments section. Okay, Chai together. She says she's ready. She's been here since 5 minutes before the live stream even was to come on. So we definitely like that right there. That's great energy.
Yeah, Chai Together is a good program. People check that out.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh, she hating on me.
Oh, she had that. Ah!
Oh man, I'm gonna get you.
So, what's Chai Together? Can you tell me a little bit about that real quick?
See, she got me on here telling her thing. Chai Together is a good friend of mine. We're in the same Les Brown Power Voice speaking group, and we've also shared a stage together in November. And Chai Together is Pratiba Day, and she has a program that talks about mental illness and people dealing and overcoming things, traumatic events in their life. So that's a good program for people to check out. Nice. Especially people who have been through things and that are looking for things. And I'm gonna get you, Petit, for hating on me for a second on there. I'm gonna get you, and I'm gonna holler at you later.
Oh, but I'm glad you were able to express that. So, hey, any and everybody who's on here that just heard that, let's check this out. Chai Together, y'all go check her out. That's a her, right?
Yeah.
Y'all go check her out immediately. We'll discuss put in the comment section, chat together, put how people can reach out to you, because mental illness is something that's going on, and is something that has to be discussed. There's a lot of people dealing with mental illness, and I'm two thumbs up with what you're doing, and getting a message out there to help those that's dealing with that struggle. I appreciate you, seriously, for actually just coming in to this channel and being able to be spoke upon in such a positive manner, for sharing the stage with my guy Sid. I really do appreciate it. I really do. We definitely, we might have to get her on the channel, as soon as possible. So I'll get your information from Sid, and I want you on the show as soon as possible. If so, this week. Let's see what your week looking like. Definitely it'll be a blessing to have you on here to discuss that, because from what I understand, y'all share the stage together. And with that being said, we know that you're open to doing more public speaking and giving awareness of that whole part of development, because that's a big step to actually help those dealing with that, seriously. So I don't want to take up too much of that time.
He took up enough of my time.
But y'all together, quit hating on my man coming in here with all that positivity. Trying to take my man's spotlight like that.
Come on here, Bogart.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Oh, look at it. Yeah. Happy birthday, girl.
Okay. So, all right, let's get right into it. So, who is Sid Owsley?
Well, I'm a former U.S. Marine, former deputy sheriff. I've been doing entrepreneurial pursuits for a while. I bought my first rental property when I was 25 years old. I bought my first house when I was 20 to live in, and I've done different things entrepreneurially. I've had a company that I used to sell electronic parts to the U.S. government. I don't know if there's a movie that's called oh man, can't remember the name of that movie. It was based in Miami with some guys. Oh, War Dogs. There's a movie called War Dogs about some guys that used to sell. I used to do something similar to that, but it wasn't that adventurous. I wasn't making money like them, but it was similar to where
movie.
It was similar to where I had contracts with the government and was selling electronic parts to them, and different things. I was flipping real estate. That was during the early 2000s. I call that time period the Wild Wild West. When the housing market was booming, everything was going crazy, and everybody was just out there, hustling real hard before the 2008 crisis hit. So I was going strong back then. Then when that crisis hit, I also took some hits myself. Okay. And during that time, my mother got sick, very sick, and I had to take care of her. And my business stuff wasn't going right, and so just a lot of things were swirling around me, and I had to take a step back and get my things together and see my hair. My hair was like yours, Lupe. I had dreadlocks for 16 years, man.
Well,
yeah, man. And
I got 5. I think I'm about 5 years. You
looking good, bro.
Appreciate it. But you said you're for 16.
Yeah. And so I had to take a step back, even though things went well in certain areas. I even traveled to Africa for about 6 months, went through about 6 countries in Africa, and did a lot of traveling that helped broaden my view of the world, and it really helped me as far as my mindset, the traveling, the business, the willingness to take certain calculated risk and to deal with setbacks on a level that I had never really dealt before. not getting a paycheck is a whole different thing. You know, when you're out there, you know, trying to make money but still do things right, because you can make money, but you ain't necessarily got to do things the right way.
Right, right.
And so that whole time period really cemented the importance of having the proper mindset and developing that mindset. I mean, when things were really going rough for me, I would still get up at 4 or 5 in the morning. There was a time period I would get up at 4 in the morning, and I didn't have a car, because at the time I didn't need a car. Where I was living in the city, I didn't need a car. Most of my business was online, and I was doing a lot of traveling. And then when things got rough, you know, I couldn't get a car. But you know, I had to keep my mind straight, and I would get up at 4 in the morning. I'd hop a bus at 5, and I would go to the gym that was like an hour away, and still keep because I needed that. I needed to keep that work ethic of getting up early in the morning, like I was already doing. I needed to keep the health part of myself together so that I could stay in the game, even if it was just mentally. I had to stay in the game. You know, and I had to still be strong to take care of my mother. My mother was really sick. Right. And so, you know, those types of things, those types of events in my life helped cement the importance of having the proper mindset. It helped me develop that mindset of, okay, things are not going right, but you have to remain, even if you know, I'm not even going to say it was positive all the time, but I had to at least remain neutral. If you can just remain neutral and understand that, okay, this has happened. Don't let it take you out mentally. This has happened. Deal with it. Keep going. Sometimes sometimes you can't bring up the positivity. You have to go into neutral. There's a guy who wrote a book, Trevor Mawad. He works with a lot of athletes, and he has a book called "It Takes What It Takes." You know. And he talks a lot about Russell Wilson, the quarterback of the Seattle Seahawks, and other high-level athletes. He teaches them to go into a neutral state of mind where, you know, like when, you know, the Seahawks were down in games and, you know, it's late in the game and everything looks hopeless. And Russell Wilson had to put himself in a neutral state of mind and saying, okay, we're down 3 touchdowns and we got, you know, 6 minutes left in the game. It is what it is. The situation is what it is. This is what we have to do. Instead of panicking and saying, man, we're not going to be able to do this. We can't make it. There's no way we can come back. That's the same way you have to be in life, in dealing with, you know, whatever situations you're dealing with in life. You may not be able to get into total positivity, but get into neutral and acknowledge the problem, acknowledge the situation, and get yourself in a state of mind, okay, I'm going to focus on solutions instead of panicking. I'm going to focus on solutions instead of, you know, going into panic mode. You know, a good movie was that movie After Earth that had Will Smith and his son. And there's a line in the movie when the creature is after his son, and Will Smith is you know, he's injured, he's stuck in a spaceship, and he's trying to guide his son through this whole journey. And this creature's after his son, and he tells his son, the danger is real, but fear is a choice. And that's what a lot of situations, you know, whatever situation you're in is real, but how you choose to react to it is your choice. It may not always seem like it.
Right.
But it is a choice. You may have to develop the ability to make that choice.
So speaking of development, you said that you actually, man, and the crazy thing is I had a few real estate questions that I wanted to ask you. So remember I said, hey, when we first talked, I said, hey man, I want you on this one time for sure. But if possible, I want to continue this, you know, and do this, you know, time and time again, you know, if possible. and I got to have you on again. That way we can talk real estate. We can talk the real estate crash, because you were a part of all this. And now that I'm getting to know you, everybody who's watching right now, this is Sid Owsley. Hey, this guy right here is a phenomenal guy. I'm just now meeting him and basically being able to engage with him, and anybody that have any type of questions and comments like that, please drop them in the comment section. If you getting amazing value out of this, please put that in the comment section, because this is not going to be the first time that I have him on. And this is going to be an amazing journey. And to go back to what I was getting to, you said that you were in the Marines, am I correct? And then you were actually a sheriff, am I correct? Then you said, you were in real estate. So this was after that, am I correct? You was
there was I left the sheriff's department after 11 years, and I just went out there, man. I didn't have a job. I didn't have, I had a few little things lined up when I left, and even those things, they didn't work out the way I thought they were. That they were going to work out.
You're a massive action taker, though, and you make decisions fast. So you make these decisions fast. And one thing that I wanted to touch on, because you started easing your way into personal development, and that's one of the main reasons why you're on here. Because even with entrepreneurship, no matter what it is that whatever goal you're trying to accomplish, at the beginning of the day, usually the saying is at the end of the day, but we always need to think about the beginning, because the beginning is what matters. So at the beginning of the day, everything start with mindset. Everything start, with personal development. So with that being said, Sid, how long have you been into personal development, as far as saying, hey, I know it's all about personal development. I know it's all about mindset, and I know it's all about awareness. And I need to make sure that I start reaching out, to others and speaking about, personal development. When did you have that aha moment and said, hey, this is my calling? I have to be out here telling everybody how important personal development is.
I really just started it in being more focused on it this year in 2020. And focus on what I'm doing now, the content that I'm putting out now. Now, as far as doing it for myself, that has been a 20-year plus adventure or event in my life.
Because using the Marines and stuff, that takes a lot of discipline.
Yeah. And there's in the talks that I give, I tell a story. I have a personal philosophy that I share with people that I call the 3 Ds to success. Determination determines destination. And the reason that I have that personal philosophy is that I may not be the most talented or smartest person out there, but my personal determination to learn something that I want to learn is what I know will see me through. You may even get out ahead of me, as far as if you talk about competing with somebody, which, you really don't have to compete with anybody. You compete with yourself. But, some people will catch on to something faster than other people. And, you don't worry about those things. You go at your own pace. You go at your own speed that you can develop. And I always say, hey, I may not be as smart as the other person that just learned this, 2 weeks ago, and they were able to do whatever, but I'm determined enough that I'm going to stick with this. When that 2008 thing hit, bro, I took a Mike Tyson combination, bro. You know that combination when he hits you to the body and then he hits you with the uppercut because you already been there.
At the same time.
I got one of them. I got one of them. And but what I had to realize, there was a lot of other people who they took some bigger hits than me. Mm-hmm. And I still had to find a way to come back, even just mentally. That was a rough period for a lot of people. And the personal development piece, it had been slowly building in me. I had been doing it for myself. There was a time, probably a little over 10 years ago, around, when The Secret first came out, that movie, The Secret, and the book, The Secret, first came out.
I just saw it. I just saw it in November. So okay. Yeah, I just saw it. So let me go ahead. Got it. Go ahead. Hit me with it.
There was a time I had that plan in the house every day, all day, literally all day. When I had the business, doing the electronics part stuff, that would play all day, because I had to be able to stay focused on when I got into that business, I had to learn the business from someone else. And there were things I didn't know. And so I was trying to survive and learn this business. I was trying to keep some bills paid and some food in my belly and learn this business at the same time. And to the outside world, it looks like, man, what are you doing? Are you crazy? You just met this guy, and because I literally met this guy while I was traveling, and he taught me this. He taught me this business. It took him 3 years before he would actually teach me the business. That's also part of my talk. I was so determined. He told me this after about 3 years, because every time I would see him, when I would travel, because we would travel like to Brazil, other places, I would see him, and every time I would see him, he would only tell me just a little bit. He would never tell me enough to put everything together to make money from the business. And after about 3 years, he literally told me, he said, "You know what, man? You are so determined. I'm going to teach you this business."
Persistence.
And he said, "Look, you got to come to Chicago." I said, "Man, no problem." I said, I've been after you to learn this business this long. Going to Chicago ain't no big deal. And I went there and I slept on his office floor. I ain't had that much money. I slept on his office floor, and he taught me the business. And once he taught me a few things, I started to get the hang of it, about 2 or 3 months later, but still, I was still trying to, get the rhythm of the business. But once I got it, I it caught on, and I started to make money, and things started to go well. But, you're going to go through a period of learning and doubt and frustration. And you have to have a mindset of determination, positivity, or neutrality. But your mindset has to be able to say, this is what I'm going to do. It doesn't matter what anybody else says. They all going to think that you're crazy anyway. People are going, when you say you're going to do something outside of the, I had a teacher that would say realm of experience. Mm-hmm. When you want to do something that's outside of the realm of experience of the people around you, they're going to think you out of your mind.
And right. I want to add on to that real quick. When I first started growing out my hair like this, everybody thought I was going crazy. Yep. Because I didn't go and get it twisted up and all that type of stuff. I haven't eaten meat in over 3.5 years. I haven't eaten any animal products. People like my family and things, they thought I was going crazy. Like they was really concerned. But what I was
baby, you all right?
What I was going through was something that I just learned about, and that's a paradigm shift. So I know you're very familiar with paradigm shifts. What made you serious about helping others with paradigm shifts? Because that's your focus right now, is to make sure that people understand what a paradigm shift is. what it takes to get in that mindset, and what abilities is going to take for you to get to a paradigm shift. So what made you serious about helping others with paradigm shifts, my brother?
Well, first, I want to attempt to explain what a paradigm is. Paradigm is the groups of habits that we've formed and been conditioned to have and follow over the years, that a lot of times we don't even think about these habits that we it's a program. We're following a certain programming that is both genetic and environmental,
Mm.
and we follow these programs, like I said, most of the time without thinking. You know, we react instead of respond to things that happen in our lives. And in order to do things that we've never done, in order to advance in ways that we've never done before, you have to shift those paradigms. You have to shift away from the negative reactionary thinking to the responsive, pragmatic way of thinking about things. You know, when someone says a certain thing to you, you may get triggered. Your paradigm is to be triggered in a certain way.
Right, right.
When you're making a paradigm shift, when someone says whatever that event that would usually trigger you, when you make a paradigm shift, you may understand that, okay, it's better for me to be silent than give this person the negative energy that they're looking for.
Right, right.
You
I want to tell you, hold that thought real quick, because I have a saying, and it's something that I put together, over a small period of time. It took me basically nothing to do it. But I have a saying called, let's be productive, not destructive. Let's be proactive, not reactive.
right.
Let's be an attraction, not a distraction.
That's right.
Excuses are useless.
That's right. Perfect. That's perfect. Yeah.
I'm
Because
gonna let you continue. I just want to put
now,
that out there, because that once you said what you said, it automatically made me take into consideration my own saying, my own words that I use on a daily basis when I before I hang up the phone with certain people.
yeah,
That's my saying. I have a few partners, a few business partners and things like that. I always say, hey man, let's be productive, not destructive. Let's be proactive, not reactive. Let's be an attraction, not a distraction.
that's right.
Those are useless. Let's go. Let's get it.
And so you've instilled that, you've shared that with them, and now that's they've taken that into their energy space, and that's beautiful, man. That you shared that with them, and that's exactly what my mission is to share the results of my struggles, because I'm teaching the paradigm shifts precisely because of my own struggles in life, and the way that I've dealt with them, and the way that I'm still dealing with them, because the personal development piece never stops.
Right,
It
right,
is a ongoing daily exercise. It's an ongoing daily part of my life, because every day, you're living life, and life is gonna give you things that's gonna test you every day. That's gonna make life very, very adventurous in some ways that you may not think is an adventure. And you know, you have to have ways to deal with these things. And so my own life events is why I know that other people can get something out of what I'm sharing. When someone like when I came back from Africa, that's when I found out my mom was sick. You
Oh,
know,
wow. You
and
you have to come back from that beautiful place and come here and be like, man, I have a lot to take care of right now.
yeah, yeah, and and I was dealing with that, and like I said, just the whole financial situation, and you know, even things now. You know, life is going to give you things that, like I said, this life is going to give you things to test you, and especially when you're doing things outside of your comfort zone.
Mm.
When you go in that direction, that's when life is going to say, "Okay, got something for you." You know, Les Brown says Murphy's law. You know, Murphy be waiting at the door for you. You know, hey, you say you gonna do what now? You know, oh, you gonna be a motivational speaker, and you have to be where soon? Oh, your car, don't you have a flat tire out there right now?
Mm.
Oh, your transmission just went out. Yeah, I got something for you.
All the things that will possibly give you an excuse to not do it, not quit, not take action.
Yeah,
that's what you call Murphy's law.
Yeah, Murphy's law. When if something can go wrong, it will.
Right, right. Yeah. But it's up to you to, overshadow that doubt. It's up to you to exceed all those expectations that you have for yourself. Within that particular moment, you still must prevail. Yeah. Am I gathering that correct?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
I heard you speak about Les Brown, and you and I have spoken briefly. So I definitely want to know. I want you to tell everybody: are you being influenced by anyone right now? Is someone influencing you? We all have our influences, but are you personally being influenced by anyone right now that you can actually speak on? You can share with us. Because we share some of the same type of contacts that are influential to us.
Oh, for sure, yeah, man. Les Brown is a huge influence on me, huge influence, because the thing that I really like about Les Brown, of course, his motivational speaking is second to none. What he does when he speaks is he relays the stories of his life. And it's the failures that he has that are most relatable. When a speaker talks about their failures, when someone is able to share their failures with you, they're opening themselves up, they're being vulnerable, and they're showing you that even though I had this happen in my life, I still went on, I still prevailed. And that's what people really need to hear, especially now during this COVID situation, that you can go through things and come back from them. You know, it may take a while, and the road, may be winding, but you can come back. Willie Jolly says a setback is a setup for a comeback.
Right.
And it doesn't always look like it, but it is.
It's right there.
It's right there. Another person that is a huge influence on me is Robert Kiyosaki. Now, I know you know him from being in real estate. And Robert Kiyosaki,
he's sitting right here by me.
Right. That's right.
Hey, he's sitting right here by me, like literally, like you said, Robert. I'm like, yeah, he's right here.
Yes. I love listening to him because he talks about his failures. He talks about having the company with the little wallet, the Velcro wallets that they used to stick on the running shoes back in, I think that was like in the late 70s or early 80s. He was the one, him and his business partners were the ones that came up with that. And they did not get a lawyer to secure a patent on their invention. Somebody, it was copied and they lost millions of dollars, and he had to pay back his investors.
Right. And I didn't know that. So you just dropped some good gems on us right now. You just dropped some knowledge on us. Repeat that one more time for us, please.
Robert Kiyosaki him and his business partners back in the, like I said, I believe it was the late 70s and early 80s. They invented a product. It was a small Velcro wallet that people could place on their running shoes to put their keys and their money in, because a lot of times people didn't want to run with those objects in their pocket while they were out jogging. And they invented that product, but they did not want to spend the money on a patent lawyer. And so when their product came out, it was copied and they lost millions of dollars. And their company went under, if I have the story correct. And he had to come back from that. He had to pay back, the millions of dollars to their investors. Him talking about his failures, that helped me to understand that, okay, this failure thing, this process of having failures, going through difficulties, finding out that the road to success is not the straight road that we are taught to think that it is. It's a road that's got, you're going up mountains, down valleys, around bends, through snowstorms, blizzards, and tornadoes, and tsunamis, and everything else.
Yes.
I understood that was part of the process, and that if I just hung in there long enough, if I just stayed determined enough to get through the other side, that's really the biggest part of success in almost anything in life. Because there's a lot of smart people and a lot of talented people that do things and they quit early. And you have a lot of people who are average, who have average abilities, but they may be very mentally tough. And those are the people that succeed. It's rare that you have the combination of mental toughness and high talent.
I want to butt in real quick, and I want to ask you who is your next, who are some of your other influences. But I just want to kind of break down to you. So I just really got into the real estate business. This is like my anniversary, my 2nd year anniversary. I almost lost my life a few times, which led me to this, because I used to be a gang member. So I almost lost my life a few times, and I had a aha moment, and I went cold turkey, and I left the streets alone, and I went to a real estate event, and I never looked back.
Congratulations, bro.
And so when you told me you was a Marine and stuff, I'm a straight soldier, and I had to change my paradigm. I had to go through a whole shift. And it took me almost losing my life a few times to see and realize that it really wasn't no fun in that. What I thought was fun, it wasn't fun. And I changed my life, and I haven't looked back. And some of the people that are influencing you are some of my influencers also. But I think I got it correctly, as you also have a few other influencers. Who else is actually influencing you right now? Because next from there, I want to ask you another serious question that I know that you have some good insight on.
Okay. A lot of my other influences are people like Damon John, who I had a chance to briefly meet him while I was doing some security work. Because Damon John talks about the power of being broke. I heard him tell a story about how when he didn't have money, but he still wanted to market FUBU, and he noticed in New York at night when all of the shops were closed and the metal corrugated gates that you pull down open doors, he's like, oh, that's free space. And so he would put some type of advertisements on those metal corrugated gates, because when people were on the train, they would see this. They would go past these closed businesses at night, and they would see these closed businesses. So that was an opportunity for him to put his FUBU logo on some of these on some of these businesses, the gate that they pulled down, and they could at least see his logo. And hearing a story like that, you have a person who they had to find another way, even though they didn't have money. The man's a billionaire now, But back then, he said, "Okay, I got to find a way." You know, someone else that influences me, you know, Willie Jolly. Willie Jolly came back from situations. You know, that's why he wrote the book. You know, a setback is a setup for a comeback.
Okay.
You have people like who else do I have? You know,
I know you spoke about listening to The Secret
yeah,
every day.
yeah. I did that every day for had to have been at least a year.
And I've listened to Bob Proctor like
Yeah,
almost every day.
huge, huge influence.
I usually kind of go to sleep to him. I've been slacking a little bit the past about week or so, but I usually go to sleep to him and wake up to him. Uh, you know, the actual affirmations, you know, about, you know, how happy and grateful that I am, you know, about, receiving multiple quantities
Yeah,
of income through multiple sources on a continuous basis. So, you know, I usually get on that, you know, day in and day out. How has Bob Proctor played a role in to your paradigm shift? Because I know that for me, it was a very serious moment for me, actually being able to hear about that individual, and then being led to what he has going on and acquiring that information on a daily basis.
yeah. Bob Proctor has been a massive influence, massive. You know, like I said, he was in The Secret, and the programs that he has. I'm in the Thinking into Results program, and that particular program is a huge influence on me because
You're in Bob Proctor's program right now.
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Tell us a little bit about that, man. I know that's awesome.
yeah. It is awesome, and the 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 personal coach that I have, the coach that I have, his name is John Tallarico. His nickname is the Connector. You know, John Tallarico is an awesome guy. He's worked with people. You know, Akon was one of his clients. You know,
Nice.
um, and so having John Tallarico as a Bob Proctor Thinking into Results coach has been very instrumental in me making progress faster than I ever had. You know, I just started my podcast in November. You know, and I think I'm 27 episodes in, and that has been something that had been swirling around in my head for a while. You know, I had actually started with someone else probably a little over a year ago. I was going to be on their podcast, and it just didn't work out. And being in the Thinking into Results program, John Tallarico has a saying, "The universe loves speed." And so when he mentioned starting a podcast, I said, "Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it." You know, you know, I had some other things going on, and you have the thoughts in your mind. You know, I just can't do that right now. I'm working on this other thing right now, and no, no. When I got into this program, I said, "Hey, do it. Whatever the things that you've been thinking about, the information that I'm being blessed to take in, made me say, whatever opportunities come your way, do it." So when the podcast thing was mentioned, I jumped on it. I'm also writing a book, you know.
Oh man, oh, don't give it up just yet, boy. I have some questions. Boy, I got some questions
Man,
coming.
hey,
Hold that thought. Hold that thought, boy. You be going in. So look, the crazy thing about my interviews, man, like I have, like you remember I call you, I say, hey, do we need to kind of go over some questions that way I kind of know what and what not to ask you? You like, no, I'm good. Let it be organic. So that let me know that you basically you trusted in my process. You knew I would be asking some great questions. So just hold that thought.
right,
Let's talk
right.
affirmations real quick. Do affirmations help you with your success? Because you was basically that's what you was just saying right now.
Yeah, yeah. Affirmations. You have to have the affirmations because when the stinking thinking gets in your mind, when that person says something that's going to trigger you, you know them people I'm talking about, the ones that they know what buttons to push, or when that event happens that just kind of throws you off, or
Yeah,
takes you out
yeah.
the game for a second. You have to have a way to come back. You have to have something to replace that thing, because that's what a lot of this personal development is really about. The things are going to happen in your life. You have to have something to replace your natural thinking.
Mm.
And so the affirmations, the paradigm shifts, those things replace your thinking. So, I had something happen that kind of threw me off. And instead of getting angry, I had to say, okay, that happened, or that's fantastic. Sometimes you just give the universe, that's fantastic. I can deal with this.
And look at
I'm going to deal with it.
and look at the bright side of it.
Look at the bright
You
side.
have to find the positive part out of every negative situation that happened to you.
Yeah.
I've
Sometimes,
I've learned that over the past, like I'm taking about the past few months to close to a year, man. And it took a lot of growth for that. It took a lot of growth for
yeah,
me to take responsibility for anything negative that happened to me, because there's a bright side to it. There's a positive message within that negativity that took place. And I have to dig through it and be like, that was the positive part of it.
yeah.
And a lot of people don't do that.
You said something very important, and that is taking responsibility. The events that happen in your life, you don't have control over that, but you're responsible for your response or reaction to those events.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the big things that I learned from both Les Brown and Robert Kiyosaki, and being in the Marines and stuff like that. You're responsible for how you respond to the events that happen in your life. And when you can respond instead of react, that's when you find what you just said, the good in these situations, or the lessons in these situations. Sometimes delays are good. You know, there have been many times there's been things that I wanted to do, that I had a goal set to do certain things,
Mm-hmm.
and didn't make the date for whatever reason, you know. And as you said, later on you kind of find out, it's like, okay, I'm glad that didn't happen at that time,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
something else better happened, or something that could have happened that wasn't good, you know, uh didn't happen, or it didn't turn out as bad as it could have been, because a delay happened.
Right. Right. Right.
And so having that, I say, positive to neutral mindset, because sometimes and this kind of goes along with a Buddhist mindset. In Buddhism, they follow the middle path. Their mindset is neutral. They don't get too happy or too sad about anything, because that's peaks and valleys. And when you go peaks, when you go up high enough, or eventually you have to come back down. So you can be very happy one second and be very sad the next. Happy, sad, happy. That's very hard to deal with. When you allow your emotions to take control of you that much, being in that middle frame of mind where you can say, "Oh, that's great. Okay, that happened. All right." When you're an entrepreneur, you have to be like that.
Mm.
Or, hey, I made $50,000 on a deal. That's nice. Oh, that deal didn't come through.
That's nice.
A little disappointed, but okay. I deal with the next one. The next one come along and be something better.
Mm-hmm.
That's you have to be somewhere in the middle most of the time, because when you want to go peaks and valleys, it's going to take you out the game.
And this basically was my next question. Your thoughts on generational wealth and entrepreneurship. So you kind of hit us with what your thoughts are on entrepreneurship. Speak a little bit about generational wealth real quick, because I have another solid question. I know we have a little time limit, and we definitely have to do a part two. So what are your thoughts on generational wealth right now?
Well, the building and accumulation of generational wealth is very important, and we have to understand there's a difference between creating wealth and just getting some money. You can go out here and hustle and get some money, but building wealth is a process of getting the money and then putting that money in proper places so that it can grow without you having to work for it constantly. And that money, that wealth, putting that money into assets, because money is the paper currency that we have, that we hold, that we accumulate. But that money has to be put into assets that
For it to have value.
Grow value, kick off income, and leave a legacy. That's what really makes a billionaire, millionaire. That's what really, that's the wealth that you pass on. When somebody says that they're a billionaire, they don't have $1 billion in their bank account. They have $1 billion worth of assets. And they've taken the money that they have accumulated and invested it in things that the value of those things grow. And I hear people talk about wealth, and not everybody always gets that part. The getting the money part, people can understand. The putting it into assets is the part people kind of get tripped up on. And that's another thing that I learned a lot from Robert Kiyosaki, because he talks a lot about business and investing. And he tells you the difference between being an employee, self-employed, a business owner, and an investor.
The four quadrants.
Four quadrants. And those things are very important for us to understand how to build that generational wealth. Like I said, you can get the money, but if you don't know what to do with the money, if you get the money and you go out here and you go buy that car first, then you more likely have not used that money in the best way. Rob Kiyosaki calls those things doodads. His businesses generate the money, then he takes that money and he invests it in an income producing asset, and then he uses the cash flow from that asset to buy his Ferrari.
Right.
Meanwhile, the asset is still kicking off the passive income, is still growing in value. Whereas if he had taken the $250,000 that the Ferrari cost, he has the money. He can, someone like him, he can go pay for that car cash. But he he can take that $250,000 and use it as a down payment on a $1 million building that could kick off $4,000 or $5,000 a month passive income.
Right.
That pays for the Ferrari. When he gets rid of the Ferrari, he's still making $5,000 a month.
Right. So with that being said, with your networking experience so far, I know you've been doing quite a bit of networking so far. How has networking fueled your growth? Because right now, like, you're on fire right now. You have a mission, you have a goal, and you're getting there. You are already there. How has networking fueled your growth?
Networking has been very important. Being in these in these different groups, networking with people, collaborating with people. I've met some very great individuals, people that they have the mindset of being of service to other people, and that has helped me to develop myself even more. It's helped me to gain the confidence to speak and share my story. Networking is very important because you never know who you're going to meet that can help you accomplish your mission in life, and at the same time you're helping them. It's a lot of win-win situations you can create. Just like you reaching out to me,
Hey.
as soon as I looked at a couple of your videos, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be on this guy show. He reached out to me, and when you told me who you were involved with, and I knew most of those people, I said, okay, yeah, I'll be on this brother show. He's doing some good things. He's about some positive stuff. Yeah,
Man, I appreciate that because I reached out to you, and the first thing I wanted to know was how could I add value to you and or your business. And next, if it was possible, I wanted you to be able to present yourself on my live stream to everybody that I know, and it was all genuine. And I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you sharing that. I say, hey, man, just go check out my content. Let me know what you think. Just reach back out to me and let me know what we can do. And man, you was like, oh man, I do security for them. Man, oh man, I would tell him, I'm gonna tell him I'm on you, I'm gonna be on your show. I say, oh man, that was awesome. So I appreciate you. I really do appreciate you sharing that because it was all genuine, man. It was all genuine. And you're a genuine brother. And this can't be the last time because I know we all the time, baby man. So now let's get to it. Have you thought about being an author, boy? Because my question, they was coming.
Yeah.
They was coming. So
Yeah.
we thought about being an author and just go ahead and dive into it, man. You got it.
Yeah, I'm writing a book now. And see, that's one of the other things. That's one of those things I was saying about being in the thinking into results and being in a group, being around a group of people who are all sharing a similar mission to you, who are all doing the work to up level their lives. That makes you up level your life. That makes you step on the gas. Almost everybody has the thought of writing a book at some time in their life, just like I did. When I got into this group, when I got around these people, number one, there's someone in the group. Actually, it's more than one person, but one of the people that I met up with in the group, they help people write their book. As she says, she helps you get that book out of your head and onto paper. And so
I've been struggling with
my old thinking said, look, man, you don't have time to deal with that right now. You're doing some other things. Deal with that later.
You talking directly to me right now because I have a documentary that I was supposed to have out before the end of the year, but like you said, some things are a delay for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And I really wanted my documentary to be out, but I'm going through a growth spurt right at the end of the year.
Okay.
Because I just connected with Anik and Jeremy.
Okay.
And it was at the end of the year, so it was meant for me to have that delay. Just what we was talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And man, just continue because I've been trying to figure out how to get this on black and white and then get the documentary out. But just go ahead and finish about the book. I want to hear about this book.
Yeah, the book is going to be about my personal philosophy, the 3 Ds to success: determination determines destination, and my own story of overcoming, the obstacles I've had in my life. The book is really for people to understand that whatever you're going through in life, you can overcome it. The 3 Ds, determination determines destination, is something I really believe in because, as I said before, you may not have the talent that you think you need to have to accomplish something, but it's your determination to be willing to learn and stay in the game that's ultimately going to pull you through. You know, just because you don't have the money, the talent, the looks, whatever you think you don't have, your determination to succeed is what will take you to another level. And it doesn't have to be the level of someone else. You don't have to compare yourself to someone else. Your own self-improvement is the thing you should be concerned with the most. Your own up-leveling of your own life, taking your own life to that next level, that's the thing that you should be concerned with the most. That's the only report card that you need. Those are the only grades you need to think about. So your own self-determination to say, look, no matter what happens and no matter how long it takes, this is the path I'm going to stay on until I succeed. Les Brown says it ain't over till I win.
You see that right there? It say ideas are worthless without execution.
That's right. Yeah.
I really do appreciate you coming on here and really sharing this with us. Can you give us like a bit about okay what the book name gonna be? Can you give us something?
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. It's like I say, it's the three. My personal philosophies. The book is the 3 Ds to success. Determination determines destination. That's going to be the name of the book. I'm working on getting it out by probably around June. You know, getting the manuscript together in the next month or so, and I'm going to have some other people share their stories within the book also, because I've met some awesome people who have incredible stories of overcoming obstacles and challenges in their own lives, and so uh, their stories are worth sharing also along with my own story. And that's also what I do on my podcast. The calling of being a facilitator, similar to what you're doing, being able to facilitate, to allow people to share their stories on my show, is something that I had never really thought about before. You know, a lot of times when I thought about doing videos and podcasts, I thought about what I was going to say all the time. And being able to have a platform where other people can come on and share their story actually is a lot more rewarding for me, to be able to, have that for someone else, be of service to other people like that. That's actually a lot more rewarding for me.
Man, and that's why I appreciate you, jumping at the opportunity and you went and saw what I have going on and you like, I'm on it.
Yeah, man, you're doing some great things.
And you are too. And I want to, like I said, and you were already with. I said, man, I don't want this to just be you come on here and then that's the end of it, man. I want to continue to be, a part of anything you have going on and vice versa. And I want to make sure that we keep in contact and we actually can be accountability partners and all that type of stuff. That way we can always check on each other. What you got going on? What are you doing? Why aren't you doing this?
That's very important.
Yeah, we need that. We need that. And man, when you become part of something great and you start meeting and being able to engage with people you've never thought you'd actually be able to befriend and stuff like that, that's when it opens up your mind and you be like, wow, like right now, like I wouldn't have expected to be able to actually be in contact with a lot of the people that I'm in contact with. Some of the relationships that I've built with certain individuals, I've never thought that I'd had friends like that.
Yeah.
I've put off everyone that I used to be friends with, and I thought that were my friends prior to me getting, changing my life and straight getting into real estate, never looking back. I immediately cut off a lot of people to be who I am today. And you spoke on leveling up. And if you don't know what Loopy G stand for, Loopy G is actually an acronym, and it stands for Level Up Property Investors Group. And I came and I transformed myself and branded myself thinking about a group of individuals. My mission, my vision, my goal is to form a group of multimillionaires.
Yep.
And that's what Loopy G stand for. I came into this business with not just it wasn't an act of selfishness, only thinking about myself. This was designed as a selfless act to actually bring forth a serious change to the marketplace and my community and anybody who's coming in contact with me. That's my vision. That's my goal. And I appreciate you, my brother.
Hey man, I came on because what you just said about your story, your missus, that I felt that from you, from looking at your content and from talking to you. That's why I appreciate you reaching out, and that's why I agreed to be on your show, because I felt the passion of your mission, and so I congratulate you on the things that you're doing.
And I really do appreciate you. Man, one last thing, real quick, before I let you go, because we have to reschedule. We have to schedule another one.
Yeah,
And
I'd be happy to be back on.
we have to do this as often as possible. Words for our youth to inspire them.
Words I would give to inspire people is to be determined. Be determined to achieve your greatness. Be determined that whatever you set your mind to do, that you can do it. I will quote my mentor, Les Brown. You have greatness within you, right? And I will tell you that you're unstoppable. Don't let anything stop you. Don't let anyone stop you. If there's something that you want to do in this life, particularly if it's outside of your comfort zone, that is exactly what you need. You need something that is outside of your comfort zone that's going to force you to go to the next level, to dig down deep in your soul and say, I got to do this. That's what will get you up in the morning and go through the things that you didn't feel like doing. When you have that attitude of I will succeed, you will go through anything. Friedrich Nietzsche said, if your why is strong enough, you can endure almost any how. When your why is strong enough, nothing else matters. The facts don't matter. It doesn't matter what someone else tells you. Oh man, that's crazy. You can't do that. Somebody tells you, oh man, you can't do that. You know how we say in our community, Loopy? I can show you better than I can tell you.
Right. Right.
Better than I can tell you.
Right.
You go ahead and do it.
Right. And man, that's amazing words right there. Real quick, I want to know how people tell people how they can reach you or anything like that. You are a public speaker, am I correct?
Correct, yes.
Okay, let us know about your public speaking, any up and coming events you have going on, about your podcast, how to reach out to you, give it all up real quick, everybody, that way, they can reach out to you. They got to get this information.
The easiest way to contact me is on social media. Facebook, just put in Sid Owsley. You'll find me on Sid Owsley. You go to my website, sidowsley.com. As a matter of fact, if you go to my my website, you can get a free gift about aligning your goals with your values. So go to sidowsley.com and get the free gift. You can check out my YouTube channel, the 3Ds to Success. Loop is going to be on there soon.
Yes. I got to go subscribe. So everybody, this is new information for me, so this was an organic experience. I got to go subscribe like right now. So go ahead, finish telling us whatever you got to tell us, man. I just have to put that in there. Like I have to go subscribe. Man, there's people still coming in, and oh man.
That's great, man.
If y'all missed it, man, we definitely got to have a part two.
Part two.
Yeah, it's people still coming in and stuff, and oh man, finish telling us. Do you have any public speaking events coming up or anything? Let us know when do you do your podcasting? What times they need to be tapping in and checking in with you and things like that.
The podcasting I do at different times during the week. I let people schedule their podcast out. On Tuesday, I have have one podcast coming up, I believe at around 11 a.m. But every podcast I do a YouTube live stream. So all of the episodes will be video episodes on my YouTube channel, so you can always catch those. And I will always post when I have upcoming podcast episodes streaming live to YouTube. And so, like I said, if you go to my Facebook page, you'll see the post on there. Same with LinkedIn and IG. I'll post them on there. And
YouTube one more time. YouTube one more time. I need to look it up right now. And
the 3Ds, the 3D apostrophe S to success.
You said 3Ds
to success. The 3Ds to success.
Oh, okay. The 3Ds. Everybody, y'all get y'all got to get to it. The 3Ds. That's apostrophe S, everybody.
Yep.
To success. Let's go. Let's go. I must have put 3D. Oh, okay. Hold up. I think this is it. So you have two faces on it or something like that. Kind of is black with like two faces looking at each other.
Now it should be a logo, red, white, and black with 3Ds on it.
Yeah, you might have to send it to me. Let me see. The 3Ds to success. Yeah, you might have to. Can you put it in the comment section?
Yeah, I'll get the link.
Everybody, y'all bear with us. We trying to get this link in here. That way y'all can go and subscribe and hit your notification bells for Sid Owsley when he goes live on his podcast, when he go live on his live stream. That way you won't miss a beat, because this guy right here is awesome. He's doing some amazing things, and we're going to be following him on his journey, and hopefully you create your own journey for yourself. That way you can, actually have a breakthrough, not later, but right now. Let this year be a breakthrough year for you, not a breakdown. A lot of people just broke down last year and didn't work towards having a breakthrough.
Put it in.
Yeah, you can put
in the comments too.
Right. So everybody, let's have a breakthrough year. Let's be a part of let's be a part of each other's growth. You can't have that growth spurt. It don't have to just gradually come. You don't have to keep crawling and digging and crawling. You never know until you take massive action how fast things could change for you. It could change for not only you, it can change for your family. Not only change for your family, it can actually change for people that you have no clue that you ever come in contact with.
That's right.
What I want you guys to know is that this can be your moment to break through right now.
That's
right.
You
may have your whole last year breaking down. Your whole last year you probably spent it breaking down due to something that you couldn't have. You had no control over.
Yeah.
But guess what? You sat and watched other people have amazing breakthroughs. Why couldn't you? Because you did not take any action at all? Is it because you did not know about paradigm shifts?
Yeah.
What was it that stopped you from having a breakthrough with a question mark? That's what you need to find out. And for this year, 2021, let's have that breakthrough.
Hey.
Sid, it was a blessing having you on here.
Hey, it's a blessing to be here, man. I really appreciate you reaching out to me. It was great being on your channel. Let's do it again.
Got you. And I'm gonna let you go. Hey, everybody, we about to end this broadcast on a positive note. And what I want you to do first and foremost, know that hey, let's be productive, not destructive. Let's be proactive, not reactive. Let's be an attraction, not a distraction. Excuses are useless. Let's go. Peace.
Loopy G.
Sid Owsley.